we have several Young and the Restless fans who read our publication. So can you give us a little preview as to what we can expect from The Dark Knight in 2011?
Probably more darkness, I don't know. Interesting stuff, yeah, that's all I can say. He's not going to rest.
Yeah.
He is Victor Newman is, and so is Eric Braeden, truly young and restless.
Well, the last Young and the Restless question before we move on here. Last year there were several rumors about you leaving the show. Eventually you decided to take a pay cut and remain with the show. What were those negotiations like, and how close were you to actually leaving Young and the Restless?
A hair's breadth.
Wow.
That close. Yeah. Very, very close. And who made the difference in those negotiations eventually was Les Moonves, who runs CBS, and obviously Maria Bell, and the rest I honestly don't want to talk about. It's one of the most unpleasant episodes I've ever gone through while being on the show,
I understand. Well, let's move away from Young and the Restless then. From what I understand, you were an outstanding athlete growing up, as you excelled in several sports, including discus, javelin, shot put, and tennis. Do you still have a love for sports till this day?
Love it. It is to me the normalizing influence in my life. I think without sports, who the hell knows what would have happened to me. Love it, grew up with it from an early age. In the frozen winters, we used to play ice hockey, the frozen ponds and lakes in northern Germany, and soccer. We played a game called handball, it's called team handball over here. It's a great game. It's actually a better game than basketball. And then I went into track and field because I had too many brain concussions between the age of 9 and about 12. I had 4 brain concussions, and they were very worried that I continue in any kind of contact sport. So they told me not to, so I went into track and field and into discus and javelin and shot put, and we won the German Youth Championship in 1958, a year before I came to America. And I got to tell you that sports have meant an enormous amount to me. It has been a lifesaver. I grew up in extreme poverty after my father died when I was 12, and sports is what kept me out of trouble, I think.
Well, you mentioned hockey there. Are you still a hockey fan by any chance?
The thing with hockey is, I got to be very honest with you. I've seen one game live here in LA, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. On television, it's a little too fast for me.
Mm-hmm.
You have to grow up to get used to seeing the enormous speed. I have the greatest respect for hockey players. I have an enormous respect for them. And as I said, one of my worst concussions came from playing hockey, but we played without any helmets, without any protection. No protection at all, none. And anyway, so I have great respect for that game, and if it weren't so difficult to get to downtown LA, I'd probably see more games.
Yeah. Well, given that you're a tennis fan and you're known as a very good tennis player, I have to ask for your opinion on this one matter. Who is the better tennis great, Roger Federer or Pete Sampras?
I would go viscerally. I would go with Federer.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Pete Sampras was a hard fighter, a great tennis player. But Federer is just so damn gifted. It's extraordinary. He is so light on his feet and so quick, and so he is an extraordinary tennis player. He's a phenomenon, no question about it. I think most professional tennis players will tell you that they think he's the greatest perhaps of all time.
Huh. Interesting. Well,
yeah.
Last question about sports here. Given that you live in LA, have you had a chance to see Kobe Bryant and the LA Lakers at all?
Yeah, I go often. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you catch that Christmas Day game by any chance?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I was too busy, and I didn't want to take all those hours away from my family.
Yeah.
No, they got their ass kicked. So I'm glad I didn't go. No?
That was a tough one to watch for sure.
That was a very tough one to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they got a real good shot to win it again this year, though.
They do. Well, Miami looks intimidating, and the Celtics look damn good. I mean, and then they have to. San Antonio looks good. The Mavericks look good. It's tough. It's a tough fight.
Mm-hmm.
And the amazing thing about athletes who repeat certain things is the fact that they have first of all, obviously the physical ability, but the emotional ability the emotional tenacity to keep on coming back, because you become emotionally drained in sports, in anything where the adrenaline flows, you become emotionally drained. And to have that kind of reserve to keep on coming back, because there's a point sometimes where you're so exhausted that you just say, well, to hell with it. And then that's the greatness about Kobe Bryant. First of all, he's an inordinately gifted player, but secondly, the guy has an emotional makeup that is just so tough. It is so tough. And I admire that enormously. Yeah.
We could probably talk sports all day, but let's move along here.
Soccer. Let's talk soccer.
Soccer, actually. Who do you have in Champions League this year?
Well, that's a very good question. I would not automatically say Manchester United because Ronaldo is gone. Boy, what an interesting Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal, fantastic teams. Tottenham is coming up for the first time in a long time. I'm glad about that. Who would I pick? I have to be honest with you, I don't know right now. I don't know. I like Man U, Arsenal, and Chelsea. I like them all.
Mm-hmm.
And Arsenal, I think they play the most beautiful soccer next to Barcelona. And but Manchester United is a tough team, and the other day Giggs played again and Scholes played, and wow, those old guys are still so damn good. It's incredible. Rooney went through a tough time. The English national team went through a tough time in South Africa, but I knew that they would have a tough time going into the World Cup. Because these top teams, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man U, are very good because they have a lot of foreign players.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Tottenham looks damn good. Manchester City looks good. So, but I think it'll be between, Man U and Chelsea.
Interesting. Not Bayern Munich?
We'll have a tough time winning the German championship again. I'm originally a fan of the team in Hamburg, but they're sort of in the middle. They haven't been doing that well. Munich is if Arjen Robben comes back and Ribery comes back, I think it is not too late to catch up all the way to the top. But Dortmund right now is doing very well, and it's just so damn exciting. I love it.
Huh.
I love it. I love to be in Europe in June, May, June, when they have the French Open in Paris. Then you go to European Cup game somewhere. Then you go to Wimbledon. I mean, shit. It'll be paradise. I never have the time to do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it.